Hi, it's Gina with another Kingdom Sewing Minute Clinic, and today I'd like to talk to you about foot pressure. This is something I think that people don't know that can work well for them, and maybe you don't know how to use it. So I'm here today with our Janome Continental M7. Take off our little sales sign there. And on this particular machine, our foot pressure is controlled by the computer. So I'm going to open that up here, and you can see right here, this is my foot pressure. So on some of your machines, some of the other Janome machines, your foot pressure is a knob up top here. Perhaps it's a dial on the side over here. And so you'll want to check on your machine how you control your particular foot pressure. And again, this is going to be the one here with the little arrow and the foot, showing us what our foot pressure adjustment looks like. So the foot pressure is important because generally the default setting on your foot pressure is going to be something that's good for most types of sewing for most fabrics. However, if you've got a project where you're sewing through something like I have here, these 4 layers of Levi denim that's really thick, if you have too much pressure, you can have a problem with how the fabric feeds through the machine. So you may have a problem with the fabric pushing towards you. The stitch length may look shorter than you think it should be. So we'll go ahead and stitch a little bit of that. And you can kind of see how this pushes, and now my layers are off a little bit. The other thing you may notice is that you can see how our fabric is kind of curling up here because there was a little bit too much pressure. So I'm going to reduce my pressure now. And we'll sew down the other side. You'll notice this machine doesn't really have any trouble feeding that fabric through. But if we look at this one now, you'll see this is flatter. Our stitches are going to look a little bit longer because we didn't have so much pressure that was sort of hindering the feed dogs from doing what they were supposed to do. So oftentimes you'll have the ability to adjust your pressure up or down. Some machines do start off at a maximum pressure, but oftentimes if you're sewing through something that's very slippery, thin, silky type fabric, you may need a little more pressure. Something like the denim here, or an upholstery fabric where you're sewing through a lot of layers, maybe you're adding piping and things, you might want to reduce your pressure just to help that fabric feed better through the machine. So don't be afraid to give it a try. This has been your Kingdom Sewing Minute Clinic.